Hi. I feel like a little girl. This is Nereida La Sirena with Celestial Soul Wellness. I love doing these videos outside because I just love the trees with me, and the fairies of the trees, the tree spirits and all that. So a lot of you know that I'm a health coach, wellness, life coach, master energy healer, and yoga, hula, everything that comes regarding the energy. So, oh, the helicopters are visiting. Okay, so we're talking all the time today about the universal laws. And today's the law of detachment. It is very necessary. The universal law of detachment is we have to understand that we are going to need to, how do I say this? We need to detach. We need to understand and accept that this is not forever. We are immortal. You guys just don't remember it. If you remember your past lives, you're remembering. You realize that we continue, and you can feel those emotions. But really, the law of detachment is saying those emotions need to separate from the different planes, spheres, dimensions that we are encountering, different lives. So if we adhere ourselves, reattach, connect too much, and become one, then we are not approving of ourselves. We are not, several things are happening. We are not allowing that other energy force that we're attaching ourselves to be its unique, wonderful self, and to allow it to fulfill its own soul purpose, whatever it may be, a tree, a flower, a cat, plant, someone else. And also, we are not allowing ourselves, and we are not to grow. We are only growing according to what is allowed by that other energy force, and that hampers us and that hinders us. We have to really, really understand and grasp that confidence and knowing that we have a purpose, and we can only fulfill those purposes. Each lifetime has several different purposes and several different karmic lessons to learn. But it's and one of them is separation. Okay. If you have using astrology, if you have Uranus, wherever Uranus lies in your chart, and Saturn is going to give you a really good idea of the lessons of separation that you need to learn. Also Neptune, depending in the signs and in what house, they are in. You can come in, shoot me an email message, or if you want to find that out and get a reading from me regarding that. What is your lessons? Where do your lessons of separation lie, and detachment? And that is very, very important. Right now, we just had Uranus go into Taurus here in May of 2018. I say that in case you're watching the video further on, okay? And you're like, we just did? Wait. No, we're in May of 2018, but the lessons still apply. Okay, so if you're watching, no matter when you're watching this video, the lessons of detachment still apply. So another important thing too of the lesson of detachment is that when we are attracting, when we are using our frequency, we need to realize that we put something out there. Oh gosh, I would like a foot massage tonight. Okay, you put it out there and let it go. If you start going, oh, but wait, I don't have time, oh, I don't have money, you are now creating those obstacles, okay? But if you just put it out there and you don't mind the how and what and when, then it'll come faster. It's the moment when you start attaching obstacles, and those obstacles too are your preconceived ideas, expectations from a certain plane, dimension, sphere, lifetime, okay? or someone else's reality, not necessarily yours. So that is really important to understand and respect, because someone can say, let's see here. Oh no, I can't go to here because it'll be late. For someone else, it's not late. All right. That's why too is when we are using general words and to describe something, it leaves out the details, and the details can be just important. You know, tonight for me ends at 12 a.m. So, you know, I have a big sphere of when that foot massage can happen, you know, and I'm just putting it out there. So anytime we're doing that, you're craving something, anything you think is possible. If the minute you put those obstacles, you are telling also your inner child and your inner teenager and your inner adult that you are not deserving, okay, of that wonderful situation, material items, that wonderful piece of joy, bliss that you're looking for, okay, and that you would like to experience. So detach from certain unnecessary details, detach from those obstacles, detach from people, even if it's the love of your life, even if it's your newborn baby. Do know the limits and boundaries, because now I don't want you taking off and abandoning babies and children, okay? The minute you decide to have sex unprotected and decide to open up your legs and decide to put your cock in that punani, and it's unprotected from pregnancy, you are saying, I am willing to fulfill an 18-year commitment to your health and growth, whatever soul decides to come in. Okay? Now, I only did that once, where I committed to that for 18 years. And let me tell you, you know, for some people it's easier than others, okay? And nowadays, for those people that are in the workforce and raising children, it's not as easy as it was generations ago. You know, in some cultures, you know, that was just perhaps my mother's generation. But like for my mother, you know, she's a World War II baby. Gosh, those women had to work already during World War II because the men were out fighting. Okay, she had to work. I mean, her mother had to work. Her mother's mother had to work because my grandmother was a World War I baby, you know? And so, I mean, it was, I think the last women who didn't have to really work or anything like that, wasn't they, you know, early 1900s, before World War I. So, and that culture. So we have different aspects and ideas, okay? And that is very important. Another important thing to detach from is philosophy, all right? Oh, they should know better. That is the minute we say, oh, they should know better. No, they don't. And no, they shouldn't. Because if they have not been brought up with the same education that you have, they have not been brought up with the same philosophical views and lessons and guidance, okay, that you have, at what point did you think they should have known better? If they didn't have the same background and training as you. Anytime we encompass, anytime we embrace someone into our surroundings, it is our obligation. It is our responsibility to guide others on how to love us in a compassionate, loving, kind way. Okay, because we need to right away realize, oh, I enjoy this person. They might not know, though, how I need to be loved. And you also need to detach and realize that the way you need to be loved is not necessarily the way other people show love. So that is why when we tell kids in the olden time, it's very important to date, to court, okay, where you hang out and discuss before getting physically involved. Because once you get physically involved, you start producing hormones, and the oxytocin hormone, which creates an attachment, okay? So, and before all that, it's that trial and error. Does this person fit in my life? Nowadays, so many people are desperate for attention and love because they are not self-fulfilled. And so they are attached to the World Wide Web. They are attached to their selfies, to their phones, to superficial approvals from other people. Okay? And that just shows the evolvement of that soul. All right? We always say that young souls, all right, delve into gossip of other people. Other souls, teenage souls are more into events, yet the more mature, evolved souls are more into philosophical ideas, all right? So, and being aware and understanding of all that. So, how are you projecting yourself and being aware of that? Are you attached to superficial approval? That really means that you yourself are not delving in and developing yourself. If you're really not sure though what your soul purpose is, because let me tell you, there are certain souls that are here. I just love using the Donald Trump as his chart as an example, because a lot of people criticize him, and we have to realize that we need to detach if it's just not part of our circle, okay? If it's just not part of our philosophies. You know, just let them do what they need to do. If you see his chart, he is Gemini North Node. Oh my gosh, and it's in a very superficial situation. So it's unsurprising, okay, that he is not going to get into the depth of items and really feel that. It's not his purpose. And some people might not understand that, but we just remember, just like I love children, but I'll play hopscotch and jacks and stuff, but I'm not going to rely on them for my philosophical, meaningful, mental, intellectual fulfillments, okay? Though I have had certain comments I've that they made me go, you know? So, I realize that, accept that, and this is also detachment from your family members. Sometimes we have expectations from family members. Oh, they're my sibling. I can't believe it. We had the same parents, but you didn't have the exact same growing up. Especially if you're different ages and you're different genders, okay? So you cannot comprehend, all right? You know, I was the darkest haired in the family, and it was, and the one with the most curliest, okay? I have one brother with light curly hair, and it was like I was obvious, not, you could not tell there was any German in me, you know, at all. And so, even though other people might not perceived it, or they didn't think they were behaving a certain way, but because of their comments, you know, towards my other siblings, ay, qué güerito, ay, mira los ojos, you know, all of a sudden you're like, whoa, they don't get that way with me. Am I lacking? And so being very aware that people, no matter what age, are human. They don't realize what they're doing. Okay, they just notice something different, and it's hard because children don't know that. So teach your children young on to detach and understand that you know, people don't do things to harm someone else. Okay, it's we do like to acknowledge certain things that perhaps is, I don't want to say, because I was just talking about looks, and looks is not superior, or in more developed, certain characteristics or traits that have been more developed, because we all can do anything we want. We all can be mathematicians, we all can be great sprinters, Olympian sprinters, and all that. We just choose to have our own emphasis. Again, if you're wondering where your soul purpose is, go ahead, contact me, and I do a reading on that, where your soul purpose is and your karmic lessons. And you can find that under info@celestialsoulwellness.com or info@nereidalasirena.com, and get a hold of it. So we've been talking about the law of detachment. Another thing too is the trust. Remember, trust, and use it as an acronym. Okay, totally rely unto spirit, totally to rely unto spirit totally. Okay, put it out there and know you are deserving for good things, and if something bad does happen, detach from it and realize it's a lesson. We have to have lessons. So if you have a friend or if you and you're constantly in depression, and that means you're only focusing on the negativity, okay, and forgetting that we're here for lessons. We're not here for spaced out bliss all the time, and even then we will get bored and need to get higher or a different kind of spaced out bliss. All right, so deal with the reality and be more in the moment. Like I come do these videos out here because I just love the trees. Sometimes the dogs say hello to me, the cats and the birds, and it's just great energy out here. And so of course, I would like them to take out the ladders, because it's not great for the video, and maybe this wall, the neighbor, if they could get it done, or if we had enough money to share getting it done, but that's not the point of the video. Okay, there's no perfect situation, but it is perfect that it's imperfect. And when you realize that and accept that there and let go and detach, that's where all the bliss comes in. Anyway, so my name is Nereida La Sirena. And if you are in the area of Southern California, come and take a hula class with me. I'm at Southgate Park and at Linwood. I do free yoga at the beach at Rosie's Dog Beach in the city of Long Beach on Wednesdays, and take my shamanic journey classes with Celestial Soul Wellness. We also have for wellness. Remember, being a master and then a master teacher are two different things. It's very, very important to separate and understand, but really, really getting to be one with yourself is awesome, awesome, awesome. And much hugs. Chaucito.